Hi everyone, I'm Yihua Wu. Today I will introduce my favorite candy, Ferrero Rochers. Ferrero was born in 1946, starting with a small factory in Alba, Italy. It is the third largest chocolate confectionery company in the world. Ferrero Rochers was introduced in 1982. It is an original recipe combining creamy and crusty taste and texture, crafted with indestructible attention to detail. Ferrero Rochers use 5 kinds of materials, such as cocoa, hazelnuts, pine oil, milk, sugars. Cocoa is a fundamental ingredient in Ferrero chocolate products. The cocoa plants are planted by Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana smallholder farmers. Then they will pick up the cocoa fruits down and transfer it to the Italian and German factory. Over there, the cocoa beans are fermenting and drying over there. Finally become the cocoa pasta, cocoa butter, and cocoa powder. Hazelnuts make Ferrero different with other chocolate brands, and also Ferrero is the largest user of hazelnuts in the world. 45% of these hazelnuts comes from Turkey and 48% come from Italy. In order to keep hazelnut supplies in each season, Ferrero has also established hazelnut farms called agri-farms in the southern hemisphere, such as Australia, Argentina, and Chile. Palm oil plays an important role in Ferrero Rochers. Most of the oil sourced from Malaysia, and also it came from the Papua New Guinea, Brazil, Indonesia. Ferrero's palm oil comes from certified plantation instead of the forest because they do not want to destroy the forest. Ferrero also used the local milk because they need to ensure freshness. They will use liquid milk or make it into powder. To make liquid milk, Ferrero's milk producer needs to milking and cooling the raw milk transferred to the milk processor. Processor places it in a centrifuge to regulate the fat content. Then the pasteurized at 75 centigrade for just a few seconds and cooled once again. After pasteurization, liquid milk needs to remove 87% water by contact with very high temperature area, and that it can become the powders. The whole process should be finished in 48 hours. After reading this process, I feel Federers very care about their raw materials qualities to assume that Rochers become the best chocolates in the world. Finally, sugar is one of the raw material too. They use both beet sugar from European and cane sugar from Brazil, India, Mexico, and Australia. All of these material produced and processed in different countries, but then they will transfer to Ferrero's factory in the US and constitute the final goods, Ferrero Rochers. The Rochers will be sold in Gainesville's Walmart in final. Walmart is the largest and well-known retailer in the United States. It has opened thousands of stores in the US and expands international. Its main business including grocery store with fresh produce, bakery, dairy, and daily products with electronic, apparel, toys, and home furnishing. Walmart has committed that every product which can sell in Walmart has quality certification, and it will be a very population groups. You can see the pictures. You can see the first picture on the right. There are many Ferrero Rochers with multiple packing methods that are sold in Walmart. It's mainly in delicacy gift boxes. Compared to the lower pictures, which contain some other famous chocolate brands in the US, Ferrero Rocher has a higher price. For example, the 7.5-ounce Rocher sells $22.99, and the 7.61-ounce Dove only sells $12.25. It would be nearly twice more than other brands. After my interviews, many of my friends said they would buy Ferrero Rocher to be a gift, but not for their daily snacks because it's too expensive, except for someone who like Rocher very much, just like me. So Ferrero's self-value is seasonal. For example, before the Christmas, it will be a good sales. There are some more policy implications for Ferrero Rochers. Firstly, Ferrero is a company that focuses on green and sustainable development. It takes part in the Cocoa and Forest Initiative, which organization that wants to end deforestation and restore forest area in cocoa-producing countries, the Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana. And also it has the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil certification because they promise to use 100% sustainable palm oil and committed to not deforestation. Ferrero also take care of developing countries' economies. Just like what I mentioned before, they built some hydrogen farms in Australia, Argentina, and Chile to developing a sustainable business model with local farmers, sharing and promoting good agriculture practice, just like the nurturing, training, agronomic assistance. Federal Farming Value Cocoa programming is one of the important ways to help Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana's farmers access to resources, understand more knowledge about good agriculture practices and climate change. Then they can improve cocoa's productivity and increase their income's diversification. Also, it would be very useful for their livelihoods and that of their communities. Ferrero concerns the child labor problem too. In these developing countries, many of children will go out to work when they are very young. In order to protect the human rights of female and children in Ferrero production chain, they are taking action to tackle child labor and improve access to education and basic needs such as the water, sanitation, and good nutrition. Also, they would like to promote women's empowerment. Finally, tariffs will make a huge impact on Ferrero Rocher because it imports commodities. The US and Europe are the world's two largest training groups. They had collaborated for a long time in the history, but over the past 2 years, there are a number of train disputes between them, such as the steam and cars problem in 2018, the train deficits disputes for agriculture products in 2019, and the digital tariff in 2020 is near now. It may be some influence on Ferrero's business in the US. And Brazil is another important source for Ferrero. Both point oil and sugars come from there. A few days before, the US and Brazil has updated the 2011 Brazil-US Agreement on Trade and Economic Cooperation. In these cooperations, it includes promotions on custom administration and trade facilitation, the good regulatory practice, and anti-corruption. Is a good news because the trends may be more freedom and pay lower tax between these two countries in the future. Thank you for listening to my presentation today. I hope all of you guys have more knowledge about Ferrero Rochers that sells in Gainesville, Vermont. Thank you very much.